when I first reach out to you, be it in a social space, a physical space, over the phone, doesn't matter. You are not a stranger to me. I know a lot about you, and it's going to give me a platform on which I can have a conversation that you're going to start to feel very comfortable with me before I ever get on to anything to do with selling you my product. It's all public, but look at the level of detail that people will put out there for you to find. So this is a bartender in New Orleans. I have shielded his identity just because I think that's only right. His parents are still married. He could possibly have a girlfriend. Her name is Sarah. Now, the interesting thing about this young man is when we showed this to our client as a demo piece, there was a young man in the audience who was one of their salespeople. And we picked this guy for a specific reason, because we knew that the guy in the audience knew him. They were friends. And so when I was done, I asked the guy in the audience, how did we do? How close did we get? And can I tell you how hard he was laughing? He was like, oh my God, you nailed him. If he knew that you all could find all this, oh my God. He said, yeah, I will tell you this, Sarah's not his girlfriend, but in your defense, all of us thought she was his girlfriend too. So I can't fault you guys for, stalking him and thinking the same thing. So the question becomes, how do you use this kind of information? My personal favorite use of this kind of stalking is right here, conferences. Conferences create an abundance of opportunities for you to just strike up a conversation with anyone else in the building at any time. By knowing things about people, by knowing things about Jason, you can find him, stalk him here in the building, and find a convenient time to just so happen to be right next to him. Now, I will tell you, because I know Jason personally, that usually involves a bar. I promise you, if you find a bar, he will be near. And I mean that in the most loving way, because I'll probably be standing next to him. But the idea is that you can walk up, and again, you're creating what appears to be a chance encounter, when in fact it's not. It's very planned. And you already know the kind of things you want to talk about. You already know the things that you can use to start conversation. Again, if there's a TV and there's a baseball game, hey, you a baseball fan? It's an innocent, innocuous question. You know he's a baseball fan. He's going to talk about it. You might be buying a drink and say, hey, let me buy you a drink. Yeah, what do you drink? I'm getting a bourbon. You already know he drinks bourbon. You might even know what kind. It allows you to begin that conversation, ease into it, in a way that's totally comfortable. And even for a person who hates networking or a totally shy or totally introverted person, it gives you the opportunity to break the ice in a way that's comfortable for both you and Jason. Again, because you took the time to get to know him. You did the time to do the research before you just went and just barged up to him and like 4,000 other people. Hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. I sell this. We're this startup. We really would love you to take a look at us, blog about us. Here's my card. And so, it's kind of, I don't know if you went and saw Dave Delaney a little while ago. He was talking about using improv. And it's kind of like improv. You've got all this information. And so as the call or the conversation pivots, you're able to pivot with it. And it works with complete and utter strangers. We had a hotel client years ago that really, really wanted a certain influencer in Chicago. They really wanted to build a relationship. They did all of their homework. And do you know what the tweet was that finally not only got them a relationship, but he actually booked his, I think it was his 40th birthday with the hotel? He tweeted about the weather. He said something about the Chicago is great in the summer, but sucks in the winter. And they just tweeted back to him like, yeah, we agree with you on the summer thing, and left it hanging. And he came back, and he basically said, this, that, and the other. They kind of kept going back, and they knew a lot about him. They were able to talk to him about how he was a Harley rider. They were going to alert the valets, how they were going to, practice their Harley riding skills, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they were able to have this, it's really cool in Twitter. They have this 10-minute conversation in Twitter. They had never spoken to him before. He had never tweeted the hotel. They had never tweeted him. And all of a sudden, because they were prepared, because they had done the reconnaissance, because their community manager had the data at his fingertips, when he got that little innocuous tweet, the weather tweet, he was able to build a relationship and do it in about 10 minutes, and then that began to give them the opportunity to build a relationship more intently, more intently, more intently over time. But the door got opened because he tweeted about the weather. And they were able and ready with their reconnaissance information to walk through that door and build a relationship. That's seduction, people. What I would tell you is this, that a post is a post, but 1,000 is a profile. Get to know and understand your prospect at a very deep personal level before you ever reach out.